You're listening to the voice of IWA Flip here on Interfed Radio. Welcome to Around the United Nations. With me in studio, Commissioner Scott Anderson. Commissioner, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Oh,
Looking
man.
forward to doing our UNL review here.
The granddaddy of them all. I'm telling you, man. This league, like I said, the bronze is slowly as moving itself up into the place to be. Obviously, like I said, I'm not gonna ever consider any federation to overtake the gold, but I mean to definitely put it up there with it. At least it's
Bronze
making those
is,
moves.
we're going to give it a run for its money.
I like that. There we go.
Like when Hulk Hogan fought Andre, you're like, I don't think he's going to win, but this could be close.
Yeah, and you know what? It keeps this game, moving in a positive direction. The UNL, it's I don't want to call it a scheme, but it's the way it's structured with the two wrestlers, the way you structured the two wrestlers having to be from different countries or different parts of the world is awesome.
Hey, thanks. I think it creates a good character mix.
Yeah, I mean, and forget about the character mix. I mean, the way you incorporate it, brother. I mean, some of the commissioner titles they force you to tag with somebody else to compete for those titles, and that aspect alone, brother, is unique in itself. And if you're playing this game, especially if you've been playing it for a while, you need a good change of pace in terms of the way it's structured, the way the commissioner runs the show. UNL is double thumbs up, brother. I don't know on Messenger how you can hit that thumbs up and it gets super big, like bam, super big thumbs up, brother.
Hey, well, thank you. I try to make it, a unique place to play. So.
Oh yeah. Now, our champions. I mean, February came and went, and
Yes.
no love lost in the UNL. I'll tell you that much. Holy moly, man! You guys are definitely not lovers, man. Jeez, man. Oh man. Now, you were close. We almost had the elite champion out of the UNL.
Yeah, got edged.
Got edged out.
Got
Good old
edged out. Yeah, I know.
Tenbatsu. But Tenbatsu is our league champion here in the UNL. Brought home the bronze title and brought home
Still
five free
pretty
matches.
Prestigious.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Not easy to win the bronze title nowadays.
Got edged out by that dang gold. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
But now, moving on, we got our TV champion, the Canadian crippler, Antoine Martin. We got our Brazil champion, Flying Dragon, Felipe Rousseau. Our China champion, Valinaria. Our Great Britain champion, TVB. Our India champion, Ezekiel Crane. Iran champion, Solomon Yang. Japan champion, Akbar. Our Mexico champion, Bill the Butcher Cutting. Holy moly, Bill the Butcher. Nigeria champion, the Russian Reaper. Our Russia champion, from the Battle Royal, American Pride, Jack Edison. And our United States champion, the Italian Nightmare, Anthony Izzo. Probably some of the most prestigious titles or prestigious tag team titles in the game. The UNL's tag team champions bring home $17 in UNL credit. Bill the Butcher Cutting and Walter Monk McGinn. Congratulations, guys. TV tag team champion Solomon Yang and Jean Greycrow. I love seeing new faces up on this ad.
No.
And six-man champions. Here we are again. Solomon Yang, John Greycrow, and Ezekiel Crane. Huh. Interesting. TV six-man champion. Aha. These are familiar names. Quick Kill Inc.'s Quebec Hitman, the Russian Reaper, and Naul. Shout out to all our champions. And Battle Royal, this cycle was won by was it American Pride? Did American Pride win it or
Close. It was Tenbatsu. who
Oh,
threw out
nice.
Jack Edison. Yeah.
League champion and battle royal winner.
I mean,
Congratulations.
it's possible when you have a 500 strategy to do that. So yeah.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Now,
Yeah, lots of good things.
oh yeah. I mean, seeing some new names on there, seeing some, I mean, I know we've had them, we've talked about them when they made their return, but to see them still, holding strong and, pretty much keeping to their word of, being an impact here in the UNL, seeing, Philippe Rousseau and, uh, who's the other guy that I'm slipping?
Antoine Martin.
And Antoine Martin,
Yeah.
seeing both of those two guys, stay on that title page is awesome.
Yeah.
Uh,
In our trash talk show, I will further talk about the recent victories of Martin and Rousseau. A little teaser when we get to our trash talk show.
Nice. Now, we're 8 minutes in. We've read our champions,
We're 8 minutes in.
and we haven't even said the name.
No,
It's
I don't even know who we're talking about.
my
Not going to
goodness.
say that name. But
Huh.
what I will mention though is that although the Quebec Hitman is on the cover this time for winning the Triple Crown, the official Triple Crown of the league title, tag team title, and six-man title last cycle, we have what I would consider the unofficial Junior Triple Crown, which is any 3 titles, right? Any singles, any tag, and any six-man, won by Solomon Ying this cycle, who managed to get a regional and TV tag and six-man.
Nice. I like that. I like that spin on it. The junior Triple Crown. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, not an easy accomplishment.
Shout
So
shout out
kudos to
Mr.
that.
Shout out Mr. Yang. Yeah, if only Ezekiel Crane could walk, he probably would have won that honor. So
He did accompany them to the six-man match.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
That guy, I'm telling you. Now, as I'm scrolling down looking for our commissioner champions, let's see here. Just imagine those are pages flipping.
So this was our speak. While you're doing that, I'll mention next cycle is our drumroll, please. Bonus scrubs cycle.
Nice.
Every other cycle, odd numbers. So we managed to have over 50 cards this cycle. In our non-bonus cycle, we crushed it, way over 50.
Scored.
We had 51. So.
Now, it is tougher when you only got 2 fighters, so
right.
you get a lot for your money, that's just sometimes.
If we get over 50 in a non-scrub cycle, I am thrilled.
Yes, you still get credit. I mean, have you kept tabs on that? How many cycles in a row have you? What's the record?
Good question. I don't have that number in front of me, but we got to be at 6 or 7 now.
Nice.
I think we're at 7 cycles consecutive. Like it's somewhere 6 or 7 consecutive cycles now.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. I mean,
yeah.
Shout out to Bill the Butcher or Bill Butcher Cutting and Walter Monk McGinn for bringing home that credit this cycle.
$17, nothing to sneeze at.
Now our international champion, the Samoan Bulldozer, Tonga Meng. Now he was defending against Vandenberg. How did that one go?
Yes. It's a 3-cycle series.
Or how's that one going?
I normally don't want to announce how the series are going, but I will address this, and I'm glad you brought it up. So it's important to mention that if you are inactive, that is counted as a loss.
Ooh, gotcha.
Unfortunately, Tonga Ming was inactive this cycle, so that is considered a loss.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
I mean, especially because these. I mean, let's. If you don't mind me adding, these are our commissioner titles. These are the ones that revolve around our angles. These are the ones that we want, that we want the trash talk to, make these titles more relevant. So, of course we want to keep them with the managers that are active.
Right. So, I mean, it's not a death blow. There are still 2 more cycles. But just for everybody's awareness, inactivity definitely is counted as a loss.
Yes. I mean, because
on either side, champion or challenger side.
Now let's, if you don't mind me, kind of taking one of these little sidebars. I've gone this last couple of cycles, and I think I've mentioned it to you. Obviously I'm not that great with my numbers, even though we've hinted that my charts have been lucky from time to time. But like I mentioned to you, I haven't changed my strats because someone told me, it's like, dude, just keep the same strats. You'll eventually hit. And out of luck, I guess I didn't do great, but I had managed to keep active and relevant. And in that same thought, if a manager goes inactive, his stats can still hit. So we don't want somebody beating somebody that's active.
Right.
Right. I mean, is that kind of why you declare that?
Yeah. Yes, for sure. That's definitely you're nail meat head, because that's spot on. You don't want people who are, and actually we'll address this later as well. But you don't want people who are inactive winning or advancing over people who are active. It's just that doesn't work.
Yeah, especially for these commissioners. Now, our Can-Am, how many cycles in a row is this? Every time I think I scroll down, I see this like 80s rock star.
Well, CC DeVille defeated
Aaron McFleece.
No. Well, that's so CC DeVille is defending against Aaron McFleece, but correct. I believe, and I could be in error here, but I believe that CC DeVille is only the second Can-Am champion we've ever had. So the first champion, TVB, held it for a long time, and now CC DeVille has had at least 2 successful title defenses. So
nice. Shout out Mr. CC DeVille. Way to put it down.
Yes, for sure.
Aha. Now, see, these are some of those titles that I they're just so attractive because of how there have to be won. So the World Tag Team Champions currently are Quebec Hitman and Naul.
Well, they were.
Dun dun dun.
Yes. So if you're not on our Facebook page, first of all, why are you not on our Facebook page? You should be. Please answer the questions, though. You only get on if you answer the questions. So in addition to that, though, as announced on our Facebook page, we have our second ever World Tag Team Champions.
Nice.
Solomon Ying and I'm trying to think because it's like John, but not. And Jan Greycrow defeated the Quebec Hitman and Naul by the most points in a title match. They are now the champions. Speaking of which, I need some avatars for those wrestlers so I can include that in my next report. But yeah, congratulations to Ying and Greycrow defeating Quick Kill Inc., taking home the World Tag titles.
Now, prevent me from scrolling up. They also won the TV this cycle?
Yes, they did.
Nice.
So double win. Kudos.
Shout out. Now, I got to say it. Gotta say it. Texas Hick, yeah. Rick Rancher.
Yes. But we can say this first one, and it can be a positive mention, because Benjamin Felix defeated the Texas Hick, Rick Rancher, to become the new Commissioner Television Champion.
And you know what? I want to see the video because I think Rick Rancher got bought out. I think he took. I mean, he had 2 belts, so
he took a fall.
Why wouldn't he, dude? You got money being offered. You got Ezekiel Crane, all this. I don't even want to get started. We'll save that for the trash talk. But yeah, there's something going on there, brother. It really is. Yeah.
I will say, I will add, he's the first wrestler to ever be both Commissioner Television and another champion at the same time, and it lasted one cycle.
Oh, I mean, shout out to Rick Rancher. Like I said, you definitely, set the bar, brother.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, no offense to anybody else, because we've had at least I would say, 12 to 18 wrestlers from the beginning who have really, made the UNL special. But if you have to boil it down to one name, all due respect, the name at or near the top has to be Texas Hick Rick Rancher.
Shout out. Now, he's in a series now with Mr. Wrestling himself, Valinaria.
Yes. So
and like you said, I know you don't like to talk about it, but I mean, Valen is it had been a long time coming.
Well, yes, it has. He's never challenged for a commissioner title, so he's been working hard, and it's finally his hard work is finally paying off. So I won't say who won, but I will say that only one of the two people in the United Nations title series are on the title page. So take that for what it's worth as to who may have won the first match of the series.
Poor Rancher. Come on, Rick. We believe in you, brother. We believe in Texas. Now, oh man. Now, the unique part about the UNL also is how these titles are contested, and I think this is another one of those pats on the back where, I mean, brother, you take the averages of the last couple of cycles to determine, the contestants, and that in itself is unique. A lot of work. Anybody that ever tried commissioning, a lot of work behind. Yeah, a lot of work goes on behind the scenes, and but it brings the challenge, and it makes that person challenging, that much more relevant. You don't have to look too far, like, no diss to any leagues. I mean, yeah, some leagues it's just kind of, hey, you know what, the matches are set via manager to manager. This one, there's the structure behind it is what I enjoy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I do what I can.
Yeah,
so, like you see like a little tiny box of the last three cycle averages or a little tiny box of the points, and it may not take up a lot of space, but that does take some time. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, anyone that's ever tried commissioning, I mean, yeah, when you start looking at other commissioners' reports, I mean, shout out to all these commissioners and the great work that you guys do, brother. Now,
I don't have enough history because I played, as a kid 20 years ago, and I've been back since, the end of 2015, like December, basically, really. So I've only been back like 3 years, but I have to believe that this is some of the best time, commissioner-wise, in terms of the number of quality commissioners.
I would have to. I mean, I've been in the game a few years, not long enough to have a word or like be the ultimate word in it, but just in these last couple of cycles, I mean, just like you say, the quality number of commissioners that are out there, the quality, the game is just elevated, evolving
right.
in a way like you mentioned, in previous show. Yeah. It's beautiful. I mean, and if you don't see it, and if you don't like what's going on, then get your own league, and that's the beauty of it.
That's what I love about the IWA.
Oh yeah, there's it's huge, humongous, man, and the more you look out there, the more you explore it. It'll allow you to respect the work that goes on in some of these commissioned leagues. Now,
for sure,
are we doing a Moore's Corner here, or are we saving that one for the TT?
let's save it for the TT. If we're going to talk about Cromwell's Corner, which is always good read, I hope everybody enjoys it. It's not written by me, but it is very enjoyable for me at least.
Oh yeah, double thumbs up, like boom, bam.
If you want to talk about it, we could talk about it during the TT portion, maybe.
Yeah, we can definitely. So then that takes us to what do we call this section? It's almost like I gotta have like a meanwhile or like a little segue, like boom. Now
you know what this reminds me of is those of us who enjoyed the PWI magazines as kids. In the back or towards the back, there would be like all of these cards listed from all the live events. I don't know. So, if somebody else remembers that, comment it underneath. It'd be like, Hillbilly Jim beat Rick the Model Martel, in Saskatchewan. Nobody cared about that match. There's probably 2,000 people in the stands. But it's listed in the PWI, and you're like, oh, Rick the Model and Hillbilly Jim wrestled 8 days in a row. Like
now let's I mean, obviously I had no idea. I mean, I consider myself pretty wrestling illiterate, but do you honestly think that all those matches happened, like, or was it just somebody like an editor at the PWI?
Well, my understanding, and I've been wrong before. It does happen occasionally. Is that what would happen is fans would go to those live events and they would submit those.
Aha.
So they, like if I went to the show in, Charlotte, I would submit to PWI, here's the matches that happened at our event on this date.
Nice. Okay.
And so then PWI would run those.
Yeah, and I can hear everybody right now that's actually a wrestling fan be like, God damn, Flip, you really don't know shit about wrestling. Like, you never saw a PWI? Who the hell are you? Oh, good stuff. But yeah, no, this global tournament time here in the United Nations League, and now from what I can see, this is going to be the last global tournament that crowns 5 free matches. Number 23.
Well, we have 24, 25, 26, and 27, all giving 10 free matches.
Woohoo.
Unfortunately, we did drop below 15 this cycle. 15 active managers. So we have how many active managers this time? 14. So we had 14 instead of 15 or more. So Global Tournament 28 will award 5 free matches.
Well, hey, we had a good run.
And I have a feeling, knock on wood, it sounds like we're going to get at least 1 or 2 new managers for Cycle 29.
Ooh,
so
nice.
We could pump back up above that 15 mark for sure. And I fully expect the Royal family to be back. We have Spivey and Zhang Fei, who have been, I think they were inactive 2 cycles in a row. Would love to see them back. Shout out to their manager. So hopefully we will hit above 15 next cycle for sure.
Nice. Now, as I'm looking at the little sidebar that you put in the little thing, it says number 22 was Rick Rancher.
Yes, he did win Global Tournament number 22, which qualifies him to take place in the Global's greatest event that will happen towards fall of this year.
Nice. That there you go. There's another piece to the puzzle, another part of the structure. Like I said, in case you're unfamiliar with the UNL, these global tournaments, they pretty much they just keep going and going, like the Energizer Bunny, like one after another, and the beauty of it is at the end of it all the champions come back for another one.
Right.
It's like come get it.
Right. So we had our first Global's Greatest event last fall, where the winners from the first 14 or 15 global tournaments all competed.
Shout out to Vandenberg, right? Vandenberg won it.
Well, it was a Vandenberg, but not Jacob. It was Timothy, who now goes by TVB.
Ooh, nice.
but he did win the Global's Greatest, the first one. So the other catch is if you win a global tournament, you enter the Global's Greatest Gauntlet match. If you win the Gauntlet match among all the champions from that year, you get a United Nations title match.
Nice.
And that is the only time throughout the entire year that it is a triple threat and that somebody earns their way to the title match instead of having the highest strategy average.
I like it.
It's pretty special.
Oh yeah, that'll work. That makes that matchup just boom, explosive.
Pretty important.
Now, 23. Do we have a winner for Global Tournament 23, or is that one this upcoming cycle?
We do. The Russian Reaper won Global Tournament number 23. I do want to take this time. I know he's probably not listening because he's, doing what he's got to do. But shout out to Jim. We're thinking about you. Still in our prayers. I see, the posts. So here's hoping we see you sooner than later, sir.
Shout out, Mr. Jim Blazer. Oh man, like I said, my thoughts and prayers with you.
For sure. So that said, Russian Reaper won Global Tournament number 23. And I'll just go over the finals for the next one. Will be Bill Cutting and Tim Batsu.
Nice.
Which to me, that's like a main event match.
Bill Cutting, we talk about the bar, and Bill the Butcher. I think at the set off of this year is making a head, or is full steam ahead already. He's chasing Rancher like.
For sure though, Bill Cutting has come in and he is a main event player. Yeah, shout out to him.
But don't overlook Tim Batsu. He's our current bronze champion. So
without a doubt, 2-time league champion. No, 3-time league champion. Because when he won it last year, he retained. So 3-time league champion. That's pretty impressive.
Nice. Tim Batsu.
I think. Okay, so a little sidebar here. We're not doing any of those tonight. The manager for Tembatsu a while ago posted a picture on the UNL board about how certain managers tend to win the league title. I think maybe we need to add this manager's name to people who win the league title a lot, because I haven't won the league title very much, but this manager seems to be doing it a lot.
Oh man, I only wish I only wish he wouldn't have him and Aaron would have worked things out, brother, because that's but we'll see.
We'll see.
It's a long year.
There's always another tour to play.
Yes. Now, let's see. Here we got our world tag team
shuffle. So we completed our second round. So Naul and Crane defeated Felix and Sebo, and while Martin and Cutting defeated Rancher and Wells. Escobar and Ying defeated Aria and Rousseau. Obanku and Grey Crow defeated Verklempt and McGinn. I do want to adjust or clarify something, and I actually should add this as a comment on my post. Since Jasper Obanku is not going to be active, I'm going to have the international wrestler who had the best strategy but 2 losses re-enter the shuffle. I think that's only fair, considering that Jasper is going to be inactive. So Walter McGinn is going to have basically 1 loss expunged from his record, and Walter McGinn is going to remain in the tournament because Jasper Obanku is going to be removed due to his necessity of inactivity. Yes. I just think it makes sense to leave active managers in the shuffle.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, especially with like I said, We are still human here. We're all
Right. So what that means then is that our 3 matches, because now we've eliminated 4 wrestlers, the 3 matches that will take place next cycle include Thomas Escobar and Ying Gray Crow, who were opponents in the first round, the first cycle matches, against Solomon Ying and Walter McGinn. And Solomon and Walter were also opponents in the first cycle. So now former opponents are teaming up.
I like it.
On the national side, we have Naul and Antoine Martin facing off against Ezekiel Crane and Bill Cutting. Those pairs were also opponents in the first cycle. So now, again, former opponents are having to team up against the people they just won with. Naul and Crane won, and Martin and Cutting won, and now they're on opposing teams. So it's like, well, you partnered well with this person, now you got to face them. So, and now since we have eliminated 2 national and 2 international, what happens is the teams that lost this cycle, Felix and Sabot and Aria and Rousseau, are going to team up again, same team, getting a second shot to win together as Felix and Sabot, the national team, will face off against Aria and Rousseau, an international team.
Nice.
So one of those 2 teams will be eliminated this cycle.
Oh man, I mean, there's a lot of unique ways to have series, but wow, I mean, yeah, this one's fun.
Thanks.
The world tag. I mean, it's one of those events that you see it coming, and I think that's one of the things that the iWar does so well, that they consistently have those events, and it just it makes something that you can look forward to throughout the year, and the World Tag Shuffle, I think, is slowly becoming something like that.
Well, thank you. That would be fantastic. If we do the shuffle again next year, as it's being presented this year, I'd love to have 24 or 32 wrestlers in it. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
And then next year, when it's hopefully even bigger than it was this year, I will have this year to go back to and say, how did I do that?
Right,
and
a little reference,
very nicely.
Oh yeah. Shout out UNL Tag Shuffle. Come and get some.
Yeah. So I am actually preparing to put together some brackets for some IWAR events. So I'll be doing that this weekend too, because that's how I spend my time, putting together big events with 103 wrestlers. So
oh yeah,
that'll be fun. We have a nice little picture next with Rancher and Aria. I enjoy putting these little like half-page promos together with the United Nations title series. It's just fun for me. I enjoy it.
Oh yeah, no, and it gives us that little little glimpse at them, just that little quick promo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely, Mr. Wrestling, go get him.
Yes. And then what we see underneath that is the kind of teaser for the second annual Rumble match. So we'll start to see some bigger, maybe a full page this upcoming cycle. It is to enter the Rumble. It's a free event. You're going to pay iCash, $75,000 in iCash to enter. I do expect this event to be probably close to, if not over, $3 million in iCash.
Dang.
To the winner. So
come on, associates, come on.
If we get, hopefully everybody who's active would enter. I mean, it's a free event other than your iCash. But let's just say we get 28 times, 75. That's over 2 million. I'm going to contribute at least $1 million in iCash, given that I save the commissioner iCash all year long for this event. So we could easily cross over 3 million.
Dang. So. Easy retirement. Come on, guys.
Oh. The goal is to hand out the biggest iCash prize for the year in the UNL. That's what I want.
Oh yeah, that'll be, come and get some. I mean, you guys hear the shows. Come and get a piece of the pie. Get a piece of the. Oh man. Now, Commissioner, is there anything else we want to talk in terms of commissioner related issues here in the UNL?
I think we covered it pretty well. If I could do a shameless plug.
No, go right ahead.
It is my wrestler, which is part of why I'm, shamelessly plugging. But Balin Aria this cycle became the first wrestler to win all of the front page titles by completing this set with the China regional title. So not only has he won all the singles titles, but he's also won both tag and both 6-man.
Nice, congratulations, Mr. Wrestling. Yeah. Brought him all home.
Brought him all home. First,
I remember. I remember seeing all the X's come off little by little. So.
Well, he started off really hot. He crossed off like 6 or 7 within the first 6 or 7 cycles, and then it's taken me 20 plus more cycles to get like the last 3.
Nice.
And Vladimir Verklempt, who is managed by that same person with that wrestler from Texas, kept slowly like gaining on me, and I think Vladimir Verklempt is down to 1 regional title also.
Ooh.
And I'm like, if he gets it before I do, I am going to brutally sneak attack him.
Now, my question.
Yes.
Was it public knowledge that he was that close?
Yes, he actually knew, and I did put it in the recap for the year, that 2018 recap, and actually that's how we ended up talking about it, because I think I listed him as having only 8, and he messaged me, of course, because managers always catch, when you never mind. But he messaged me, I'm pretty sure he's won the China, so I think he's down to just Brazil. And I went back, and sure enough, he was right. And so he knew he was down to just Brazil. Yes.
I love it. It was close. So.
It was close.
Shout out Mr. Wrestling. But
no doubt.
Commissioner, like I said, I hope managers tune into this show, tune into our Trash Talk edition coming up next. And like I said, let us know what you guys think. Give us your feedback, because that's the only way we're gonna move this game forward is with you guys, because without you guys there is no UNL.